The theme for Holocaust Memorial Day 2021 is Be the Light in the Darkness. It encourages everyone to reflect on the depths humanity can sink to, but also the ways individuals and communities resisted that darkness to be the light before, during, and after genocide. We can all stand in solidarity. We can choose to be the light in the darkness in a variety of ways and places, at home, in public, and online.
We recognize that the Holocaust shook the foundations of modern civilization. Its unprecedented character and horror will always hold universal meaning. We believe the Holocaust must have a permanent place in our nation's collective memory. We honor the survivors still with us and reaffirm our shared goals of mutual understanding and justice. We must make sure that future generations understand the causes of the Holocaust and reflect upon its consequences. We vow to remember the victims of Nazi persecution and of all genocides. We value the sacrifices of those who have risked their lives to protect or rescue victims as a touchstone of the human capacity for good in the face of evil. We recognize that humanity is still scarred by the belief that race, religion, disability, or sexuality make some people's lives worth less than others. Genocide, anti-Semitism, racism, and discrimination still continue. We have a shared responsibility to fight these evils. We pledge to strengthen our efforts to promote education and research about the Holocaust and other genocides. We will do our utmost to make sure that the lessons of such events are fully learned. We will continue to encourage Holocaust remembrance by holding an annual UK Holocaust Memorial Day. We condemn the evils of prejudice, discrimination, and racism. We value a free, respectful, and democratic society.
The Kaddish Prayer. I will say a few words to explain the Kaddish Prayer, and I will start by saying something about the use of the word Israel in the prayer, since I'm aware that this can bring discomfort for friends who support this event. Jewish prayers often refer to Israel. For many centuries, this word was only used to refer to a group of people, also called Jews. Since 1948, Israel is also the name of the country Israel, a democratic nation state whose government does things that not everyone agrees with. Hence the difficulty with the word Israel, which is both the name of a group of people and also the name of a country. The Kaddish Prayer, like much Jewish liturgy, is very old and was written centuries before the state of Israel existed. So, when the Kaddish refers to the whole house of Israel, or simply Israel, it is referring to the people, not the country. The Kaddish Prayer is a hymn of praise. Kaddish is said at funerals and other times to remember the dead. It makes no reference to death or mourning. For centuries, it was used at the end of study sessions. Some say because it was recited by teachers while their pupils left, it became associated with departing. Another view is that at the time of mourning, despite any personal sadness, one should always start by praising God. Different forms of the prayer punctuate Jewish services, and since the 13th century, the Kaddish that I will read has been used as a mourner's prayer. The Hebrew text is taken from the Progressive Jewish Prayer Book and prays for peace for us, Israel, and all humanity. I will read it in English, and then I will say Kaddish in Hebrew. Even if you do not speak Hebrew, I'm sure you will be able to spot Israel, Yisrael, peace, shalom, and of course, Amen. First, the Kaddish in English. Magnified and sanctified be the great name of the one by whose will the world was created. May God's rule become effective in your lives and in the life of the whole house of Israel, and may it be so soon, and let us say Amen. May God's great name be praised to all eternity, praised and blessed, glorified and exalted and extolled, lauded, honoured and acclaimed be the name of the Holy One, who is ever to be praised, though far above the eulogies and songs of praise and consolation that human lips can utter. And let us say, Amen. May great peace descend from heaven and abundant life be granted to us and all Israel, and let us say, Amen. May the Most High, source of perfect peace, grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity, and let us say, Amen. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ba'alma divrach yehutei v'yamlik malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'hayed kol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam ul almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitrobam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitalei v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Lu'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata de'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shema Rabbah min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru. Amen.